Welcome. Time for coffee and teacher's notes. So today I want to reflect on how students can be supported to bridge the language gap and how using two languages can boost learning and confidence. So in many parts of the world, students face a unique challenge, mastering complex technical subjects in a second language. And in a recent study of nursing students in Indonesia, a powerful solution was proposed, something called translanguaging. It's a teaching method that allows students to use multiple languages in the classroom. So this approach isn't suggested as a workaround or compensation for poor language skills. It's a way of enhancing comprehension, building confidence, and creating a more inclusive learning environment. While you're here, by the way, please do subscribe to the channel. So what is translanguaging? Translanguaging refers to using two or more languages in a single context. So in this context, in New Zealand, for example, we would be forcing students potentially to learn in English. And this approach could encourage students to use their entire linguistic repertoire. So in this particular study in Indonesia, Bahasa, Indonesian and English were used, and the study involved 150 nursing students. It just found that the students felt it much easier to understand difficult concepts if they had a teacher explaining something to them first in Bahasa Indonesian and then in English. So that simple act of bridging languages helps students connect new information to what they already know, solidifying the learning. So translanguaging is ultimately aimed at improving comprehension, and this particular study found that students felt that when instructors used both languages, that was achieved. And this is critical in fields like health, where grasping medical terminology is essential to the intended outcomes, the patient care, ultimately. So translanguaging is said to increase confidence. Students are often anxious about speaking English if it's not their first language, maybe not fully confident that they possess the language, the vocabulary. And it also serves as a bridge to encourage more students to participate more actively in the learning process. So that engagement, I think, is really important because a lot of students just don't feel comfortable in the classroom speaking out. And sometimes tutors, teachers think that that's more about their personality rather than actually an inability to communicate. So it makes the learning in the classroom a more shared experience if there is translanguaging available. So while the benefits are fairly clear, there are also some distinct challenges. In an English-only policies, which is a lot of institutions around the world, faculty don't have a second language. They maybe do, if English isn't their first language themselves, they may not feel actually 100% confident to speak in their other language. So it's not, this study in particular is not just about replacing English, it's about making learning more accessible and meaningful. And in theory, it should strengthen a deeper understanding of the subject matter and its cultural context. So students don't just learn in English as a tool, it's also to develop appreciation of some of the critical concepts that they're going to need in their future career. I think it also suggests that all providers who teach international students whose first language isn't English need to pay more attention to this comprehension deficit issue. So one trick I've used is to have students co-write a glossary for each course with their own translations into their own first language where necessary. But we all need to find more appreciation of the challenges that students face in their second, sometimes third or fourth language. So thank you for sticking around this morning.